Let me tell you one of my favorite stories. It's about an American businessman and a Mexican fisherman. The story goes like this. An American businessman who was severely overworked visited his doctor. The doctor told him that he's stressing himself with his job too much and that he needs to take a break to reset himself. The businessman obliged, and the next week he took a vacation to a small coastal Mexican village. However, on the very first morning, he already got an urgent call from the office. Because he was stressed out and unable to fall back asleep, the businessman walked out to the pier to clear his head. A small boat with just one fisherman had docked, and inside the boat were several large yellowfin tuna. The American complimented the Mexican on the quality of his fish. "How long did it take you to catch them?" the American asked. "Only a little while," the Mexican replied in surprisingly good English. "Why don't you stay out longer and catch more fish?" asked the American. "I have enough to support my family and give a few to friends," the Mexican said as he unloaded them into a basket. The American was visibly puzzled. "But what do you do with the rest of your time?" asked the American. The Mexican looked up and smiled. "I sleep late, fish a little, play with my children, take a siesta with my wife, and stroll into the village every evening where I sip wine and play guitar with my amigos. I have a full and busy life, senor." The American laughed and stood tall. "Sir, I am a Harvard M.B.A. and I can help you. You should spend more time fishing, and with the proceeds you would get from selling the fish, you could buy a bigger boat. In no time, you could buy several boats with the increased haul. Eventually, you would have a fleet of fishing boats." The American continued. "Instead of selling your catch to a middleman, you would sell directly to the consumers, eventually opening up your own cannery. You would control the product, processing, and distribution. However, you would need to leave this small coastal fishing village, of course, and move to Mexico City, then to Los Angeles, and eventually to New York City, where you could run your expanded enterprise with proper management." The Mexican fisherman asked, "But senor, how long will all this take?" To which the American replied, 15 to 20 years, 25 tops. "But what then, senor?" The American laughed and said, "When the time is right, you would announce an IPO and sell your company stock to the public and become very, very rich. You would make millions." "Millions, senor? Then what?" "Now this is the best part. You could finally retire and move to a small coastal fishing village. There you would sleep late, fish a little, play with your kids and take a siesta with your wife. You could stroll into the village in the evenings where you would sip wine and play guitar with your amigos." Interesting story, right? A lot of people want to make more money so they can live a better life. They tell themselves, "Once I make enough money, then I'll go live the life I want." But that's a mistake. Living the life they want should be accomplished now, not later. They spend the majority of their lives working, but along the way they often forget what they're working for. They start to prioritize work and making more money without a reason, and that's a problem. They just want to have more and more with no apparent end goal. The Mexican fisherman's story is here to remind you to take a step back and think about what you're actually working for and what you already have. Every so often you should reflect on and reevaluate your priorities. There is more to life than just work and money after all. Don't get me wrong, having money is a necessity, and working hard is a positive trait, but you shouldn't blindly chase money just to have more of it. I think it's important to have a clear vision of what you're working towards, so that one day you're actually able to say, "I have enough and I don't need more." Thanks for watching. If you liked the story, share it with someone who might benefit from it. I want you all to become better than yesterday.